NBC president teases Caitlin Clark return after NBA debut draws big numbers. We all know by now that Caitlin Clark is must-watch TV, and that was proven once again during her debut with NBC as a special contributor on Basketball Night in America. The pregame show ahead of the Los Angeles Lakers versus New York Knicks matchup from Madison Square Garden averaged 4.5 million viewers across NBC, making it the highest Sunday night regular season audience since 2002 outside of Christmas Day games. Unsurprisingly, the response has been positive across the board. Fans want Caitlin Clark back on screen, and NBC Sports president Rick Cordella has hinted that more appearances could be in the works. Yeah, look, she's a spokesperson for Xfinity, so she's already part of the Comcast family, Rick Cordella said. We brought her through that overall deal, and I think she had a good time. She played horse with Jamal Crawford the other night, which I thought was a fun little segment. From everything I understand, she enjoyed being on TV with our crew, and we hope to do it again soon. For those unaware, Clark's NBC appearances are nothing new. She previously made a cameo on Saturday Night Live in April 2024, and her continued presence on the network is tied to Comcast's ownership of NBC Universal, the same company she partnered with through Xfinity earlier in 2024. The fact that NBC wants Caitlin Clark to appear on more shows only reinforces that her voice goes well beyond the box score. Her Indiana Fever teammate Sophie Cunningham even suggested Clark looked like a natural while standing alongside Reggie Miller and Carmelo Anthony, comfortably breaking down the game she loves. The good news is that Caitlin Clark is set to return for another appearance on Basketball Night in America when the New York Knicks visit the Oklahoma City Thunder on March 29th. And going by comments from Rick Cordella, there could be more appearances in store. Clark could very well emerge as a long-term investment for NBC after what many fans believe was an underwhelming return on the network's previous high-profile bet on Michael Jordan. That said, the show also sparked a massive debate after Reggie Miller compared the Fever superstar to Peyton Pritchard. The latest athlete to weigh in on the comparison is Candace Parker. Candace Parker addresses the Caitlin Clark comparison. Miller's comments divided opinion across the basketball community, with Paul Pierce calling comparison embarrassing. Sophie Cunningham also weighed in with a more measured response, saying she did not believe Reggie Miller meant any harm, but adding, it probably wasn't the best comparison for the generational player that Caitlin Clark is. The latest to weigh in was Candace Parker, who addressed the comparison on her podcast post moves alongside Aaliyah Boston. Love Reggie. I think he meant well. Honestly, I think there's some dudes that don't mean well. Parker said, yeah, but there's some dudes that mean well. But the Boston Celtics weren't playing that night. She continued by making her respect for Reggie Miller clear while still disagreeing with the comparison. Love you. Reg love you. Hall of Famer. Sisters Hall of Famer. Respects the women's game more than anybody. But I have to disagree with you on that. But there's a three-pronged approach. I think range like Steph. I think in terms of operating out of the pick and roll like Trey. And I think in terms of secondary action and getting up quick shots like Steve Nash. According to Candace Parker, great players cannot be defined by a one-to-one comparison. Instead, they are often a blend of multiple styles and skill sets, which is why she chose to compare Caitlin Clark to 3 different players rather than just one. Do you agree with her assessment? Let us know in the comments below.